If you haven't seen it yet, Lightyear just came out on Disney+. There are minor spoilers for the film ahead. Ever since Toy Story came out, Pixar has made a name for itself in developing some of the most compelling emotional stories seen in animation. Memorable characters, funny jokes, especially in the early days. There are few things to fault Pixar for in the realm of cinematic storytelling. Most of their creative success, the thing that makes Pixar unique, has hinged upon the Pixar formula. The Pixar formula is to center the story on characters that are not regular human beings, and to craft a whole wonderful world from the perspectives of these inhuman creatures. Toys, bugs, monsters, fish, cars, rats, robots, old white men, you get the idea. Not every Pixar film has done this. The Incredibles is a gripping superhero comedy that rings more like a film about being in the witness protection program, and Turning Red is a coming-of-age metaphor with fantastical things happening in the real world. Movies like Coco, along with a few others, craft a brilliant new world, but keep the central characters as a human whose experience of this place is as fresh as the audience's. Lightyear is not these things. The film is more of your standard science fiction film in the same vein as movies like Interstellar, in more ways than one, Passengers, and Gravity. Sure, characters are good, and the comedy usually hits the mark. I love socks.
Click, click. Click, click. Click, click. Huh. I see you. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Oh, I didn't get you.
But even considering Brave, Lightyear might be the least Pixar film we've ever gotten. The credits of Lightyear essentially confirmed the studio's intention to make another film, or at least they're hoping to make another one if this one does well enough. So what's next? Another spacefaring adventure featuring the main cast taking on threats new and old? Probably. Heck, some people might even prefer that direction. I know I would enjoy it, if nothing else. But would that film be great? Sit alongside the most treasured Pixar classics and be revered for generations far above the products of other animation studios? I doubt it. Say what you will about amazing characters and good dialogue, I don't think Pixar films are as beloved without the Pixar formula.
It was an interesting combination. Just the slightest variance, but it made all the difference.
Turning concepts and worlds on their head to the delight of the audience. How could Lightyear 2 fit that formula? Well, it's pretty easy. The beginning of Lightyear makes it clear that the film does not take place in the broader Pixar world, but rather exists as a movie itself within that world. It is the film that Andy saw that made him fall in love with the Buzz Lightyear character and prompted his mother to buy him Tim Allen for his birthday. Frankly, it's a strange setup. The Pixar Theory, the interconnected world wherein films like Toy Story, A Bug's Life, and Monsters, Inc. all exist within the same universe, it's something that exists solely in the heads of fans, with it being possible to chalk up any Easter eggs in films to nothing more than that, Easter eggs. This could have just been the Lightyear movie, with no extra explanation necessary. It didn't need to be a movie within the Pixar universe. It could have just been. But it is a movie, and that means what we are seeing on screen, in the context of the film, are not real people, but rather fictional characters. What if, in the second film, they blur the line between the reality of the Pixar universe and the fiction of the Lightyear film, with film characters coming into contact with the real world through some means of the plot? What means? I don't know, it doesn't matter. Magic, I guess. If done well, this could end up as a brilliant setup for their storytelling, with an already complete first film to juxtapose against the meta-narrative of the second. It even fits the theme of Buzz Lightyear himself. In Toy Story, his purpose was so tied to his belief in being the real Buzz Lightyear that he was lost when he discovered the truth. In Lightyear, the character goes through a similar phase of questioning his own purpose in life as the situation for the Space Ranger gets worse and worse, as his mistakes and failures compound into an ever more dire situation. Now imagine if this character discovers that he is just the product of some screenwriter's imagination. It would crush him. Similar to Last Action Hero, the underrated 1993 Arnold Schwarzenegger film wherein a young boy travels into a movie's world, Lightyear could have the character make decisions that make sense in the world of a film, but ultimately fail him when reality gets in the way.
Hello? I've just shot somebody. I did it on purpose. I have murdered a man, and I want to confess.
The film would likely end with the character returning to his fictional world, accepting of his situation and looking forward to being back with his old friends. Roll credits. I want to reiterate that I don't expect any of this to happen. If Lightyear 2 comes out, it will probably be another science fiction film similar to the first one, and it will be perfectly fine. You might even be worried that the movie would be too much like Wreck-It Ralph, which featured video game characters coming into contact with the real world, although not fully entering it. That's a valid concern, but I so deeply want the concept I have outlined here to be what happens, for them to truly do great things, the Pixar way. If that doesn't happen, and you're fine with that, that's okay. But if you're like me, you know that this studio is capable of going to infinity and beyond. Hey everybody, thank you so much for making it all the way to the credits. If you've got some time, I'd love for you to check out some of the other videos from my friends at Manic Expression. Take care.